Diva. Can I call you Diva? Welcome to the rewind here on Wayward World Studios. I'm Thumali. That's Thumali. I'm your host, and today we are going back all the way back to Brooklyn Drag. We love Brooklyn Drag. We love the people of Brooklyn, New York, and specifically this drag artist, described as Brooklyn Drag's Technicolor troublemaker. That was like I can't say words.
Put you right there.
Yeah, I got it. I got it now. Please welcome to the show, Problem Child. How are you doing, PC?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm doing splendid on
Uh,
this lovely Memorial Day.
oh yeah, I mean, like, not to date the episode, but it is Memorial Day. Today's my day off. I don't know where you work. I don't know if
It
drag is
was
your.
not my day off.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. So, Memorial Day is just a really interesting holiday. It's one of those like no dis like I don't want to disrespect the veterans or anything, but like it's kind of a nothing burger holiday. Like
Absolutely so nothing burger. And like shout out to my veterans, but also like if you were poverty drafted, then you understand my feelings.
exactly. And as an Arab, I'm not to get too political or too
Going right into the
controversial.
politics.
Yeah, but like as an Arab, I'm very conflicted about the US military, but that's for another episode. How are you doing, PC?
I'm doing good. I like low-key forgot what Memorial Day was about. All I know is that all of my gay friends are at the beach
Hmm.
and because it's like not raining for once.
Hmm.
And I saw a think piece about the American flag and Cowboy Carter, so we're in hell.
I love that.
And I mean, I think I'm doing just fine.
Yeah, as gay people, we are always serving anyway. So
I mean, I have to serve to protect this one. So
exactly. That's for the audio listeners out there. Problem Child is holding Molly the Dolly from
mhm.
the Big Comfy
Big
Couch.
comfy couch.
One of my favorite, like underrated. I didn't know it was a Canadian show too.
Me neither. I didn't know this until like my drag dad. I was like, wow, Bo really likes Molly. And I was like, oh, because like for him it was for real. Or for me it was like every now and then I caught this diva. But like that was their jam. She's in the museum in Canada, like the real Molly doll is
Oh,
in a museum.
oh, that's sickening. I gotta check that out someday. Did Mauve like say anything about it? Because I know he's part Canadian, lived in Canada.
Yeah. He's like I don't know. My drag dad loves to have secret interests. So I just learned that he likes Teletubbies. I have been very publicly pro Teletubby the
Oh,
entire
sick.
time I've been on the internet. And I was like, why were you hiding this from me? And he was just like, "Mm." So he he's a man of mystery, you
Oh,
know?
for sure. And Mauve's your drag dad.
That was my
Yeah.
drag dad. Evangeline's my drag mother.
Oh, nice. I We love both of them. Like they are
Yeah.
some of the best people like to talk to, especially Evangeline. Like you get her talking and she'll talk for hours.
Yeah, I am my mother's child in the sense of we could have used a little bit of muzzling growing up. Just a touch.
I love that.
A
You
shot
meant
collar.
you mentioned the Teletubbies. Did you hear recently? I got an email. I don't know if it's like officially out, but did you know Trixie Mattel collaborated with the
Oh,
Teletubbies?
I need you to know this. Every collab the Teletubbies do, I'm on it. Don't even
Uh,
worry about it. I saw the teaser for the teaser of that video, and I was
mhm.
like, either the worst thing in the world is going to happen, we get a nasty collab, or it's just a stupid video, and we get no Lala content. That's when I'm like, throw the whole thing away. Or we get a very fierce Trixie Cosmetics collab and lots of Lala content, and then the world keeps spinning, and I'm happy.
All right. Are you going to be number one buying those products when it comes out this week?
It depends. If I didn't see what the products were, but if they
So
were like not giving, then I don't care.
let me see if I can pull it up. I think it's
I
an
say this with
eyeshadow.
like my Trixie lip gloss on my desk. Like, yeah, I won't buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. I think it's an eyeshadow. There was a new eyelash, which was like, it was new
I'm
kind
not a
of
Nunu
new.
fan.
Really? I was like a big
Mm.
fan of Nunu as a kid. Like something
I
about
didn't
him.
like that his job was just stealing. I was like, why are you always stealing food? Yeah, that's so mean in
He was
this
cleaning
small
up.
community.
He was cleaning
I
up.
know they framed it like he was stealing the food, and I was like, I don't like that. There's only four of us. You can just ask.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because I love robots.
Okay.
Yeah. The one thing that I could not understand though is like the Teletubbies had babies. That one.
Yeah, I don't like to think about that. I'm like, they're all asexual to me. They don't do that. No, they don't do that.
Yeah, they're babies.
Somebody lied to her several times. She doesn't do that.
Exactly. Well, I can't wait to get into you and your drag. But for the wayward artists out there, who is Problem Child?
Oh boy, I was actually thinking about this on the way home, like how to condense what I do in words. Problem child is the inner child gone wild. It's like if you went to a stunning resort and they were like, "Girl, we can fix your psyche," and then what they are actually doing is exacerbating all of your inner child trauma to come to the front and possess you, type of tulpamancy style. That's me, basically. I'm your inner child tulpa.
I love that.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. What are the other things? I was the president for a little bit. That was fun. I was the president of the United States. I maybe am the coolest asexual. I'm pretty fun about it. And I guess I feel like at some point we'll get into Haley Williams impersonator territory just because of his hair.
Well, I want to get into like the inner child stuff. Like, what makes you so interested in like bringing that to the forefront? Because with your drag specifically, you have a very it is very childish. It's very like, you pulled him out of the toy box and like he's ready to come and play. Even your
He's
makeup
made it
too.
hard.
Like, yeah, your
Yeah,
makeup too. Like it's gorgeous, but it's like very simple in that like, you know, I feel like that's something like a child can also achieve. Not in a shady
yeah.
way, not in a shady way, but
No,
like
no,
in
I
an
know exactly
intentional.
what you mean.
Yeah.
One thing that really inspired my makeup were those like Nickelodeon bumpers where they would show the creators drawing the characters. And I don't remember who it was. I hope it wasn't Bush Hartman because he's evil now. But I remember that they were like the point of like drawing the characters the way we do is so kids can draw them. So that way it stays in their mind, like that, like they'll remember these cartoons as something they could replicate and aspire to maybe being artists themselves when they grow up. And I think that really inspired my mug where I'm like, the thing I love about toys, especially because like I love like weird like vintagey Victorian porcelain clown dolls. Like that was a big inspiration to my makeup. Is like I think, and I don't have the child psychology knowledge to back this up, that kids like toys that they can project onto better in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've had multiple people tell me I look like different types of toys. It's never usually the same thing. And I'm like, mission accomplished. I'm in your mind. I've been playing with your schema. I'm having fun.
Exactly. No, I totally get that. And that's what I love the most. And you always have like a toy, like right now you have Molly the Dolly. Uh,
Thumali.
like I love her so much. Like she was so iconic on that show. Like I just like the fact
Yeah.
that she's here and is present. And it is the doll that I didn't personally have it. It was my sister because, boys can't play with girl toys type deal, but
No fun for you.
no fun for me. But I remember that doll and I really loved it because I really loved that show. So like bringing back the childhood memories there.
Yeah, Molly, honestly, like she's a hazard to take out to like clubs and stuff because she's more famous than me. Like they'll be like, I don't care about you.
Mhm.
Where's Molly? Like I have friends that get mad when I don't bring Molly and I'll bring like one of my other dolls and I'm like, guys, he needs a break. Like she was booked, not her. Relax.
Yeah, no, like I get it. She's a scene stealer, and as she was in the show.
Absolutely.
But
And I perform with her a lot too. So like that definitely raises her profile.
oh, I love that. What inspired you to go in that direction with your drag? Has that something that's always been on the forefront as to like, manifest like your inner child into this drag persona, or did you do like
Yeah.
experimentations, or like what was your inspiration?
Well, maybe this podcast will be the only place where I ever say what my original drag name was going to be
Let's do it.
because I knew I wanted to be this like toy campy clowny character forever. And when I started drag, and it's not documented anywhere, 'cause I never signed up with it, but it was just in my head. I was like, oh, when I do drag, it's gonna be my name. It was almost Daisy Von Doom. Who
Yeah.
is that? I don't know what like I know what my logic was, but I'm very glad that the flop didn't win.
Mhm.
And I was talking to my therapist at the time, and she, not to be like a proud BPD haver, but I was just talking about like a lot of internalized feelings with like my family and feeling like no matter what I do, I'm always the bad guy. And my therapist goes, It's unfair that they keep typecasting you as the problem child of your family. And I was like, wait a second,
Mhm.
problem child. And a lot of, and I mean, and that kind of goes into like the inner child thing with problem child, where it's like a lot of queer people have to grow up really fast. We don't really get to have as long of a childhood arc as we should. And that's why you get so many queer adults that are emotionally immature, or queer adults who like are way too mature like, for their age, like because we have such a cruel world that we live in. And I think it's important, like the idea of play for adults is so important. The idea of like taking time to dream and imagine. And I that's how I resist all this fascist, terrible bullshit. It's like I deserve the chance to dream the way that everyone else does. We all deserve to have a healthy inner child that like inspires us to be the adults that we are. So then that's kind of where Palm Child came from, to kind of like invite people to play with me on this level.
I love that. It just kind of makes me reflect on like my culture a little bit and like how feeling like a lot of my Arabic culture being raised in Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. I felt like I was forced to grow up and I didn't really get to experience a lot of childhood stuff, like really just feeling like being a kid, especially with my parents' divorce and stuff like that, which was very the parents' divorce is like the spine of like who I am as a person. Like that really shaped everything. Like all the trauma, all the personality quirks, everything. Like it kind of molded me into something, into the person I am today. Like that's like kind of my backbone. And
Yeah.
growing up and realizing that like all those traumas and everything that I went through as a kid, not really at the time even feeling like I was a kid. I felt like I was older than like most people. It wasn't until I was like in my late 20s where I saw kids my age play and stuff like that, where I was like, these kids were my age and they're like having the childhood that I kind of wanted as a kid. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I feel like now I'm a little let loose. I love childish things as well, as you saw, like Molly the Dolly, and I love going to Disneyland, and I'm a like a stereotypical Disney adult. Going to Disneyland, like having the hats and like hugging those teenagers in Mickey Mouse costumes and just being like,
I would burst into tears if I met Cinderella, like at Disneyland. Like I would literally like combust into tears. It'd be so bad.
yeah,
And then
because
I'd be
that's
like, I'm an adult. It's fine.
yeah, because that's Cinderella, like it's not,
Uh,
she's not like, the actress or whatever. Like that's Cinderella. When I'm seeing
that's
Mickey Mouse,
Cinderella.
that exactly. So, I really love that with your drag, especially since I don't recall a lot of like POC artists like dip into like the childish, or like the kiddo, um, like fantasy a lot. Like I don't
Yeah.
know too many drag artists of color that like dip into that, and like you're really like that. You've made that your entire brand.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially because as people of color, like if being queer forces you to grow up fast, like police brutality, institutionalization, just racism from the moment you get on this earth, is like that will make you feel when like you're 20 when you're 6, like.
Mhm,
And I mean, I an only child with a single mom, and some of my earliest memories are going to visit family members in jail, and they didn't tell me what it was.
mhm.
I thought it was just like some fun hotel that everybody wear matching pajamas. And then at some point, I remembered watching an episode of Powerpuff Girls where they visit Mojo Jojo, and I like saw the image of what that prison looked like, and I thought about that place where my uncle was, and I was like, wait a second, wait, what does it all mean? And then like I mean, I was always very internally immature. I was always forced to present very maturely because I was my mom's only child and I had to be like the brainiac, and like I was 12th grade reading level. Like I didn't really get to be like how I am now, where I'm like silly and making jokes. If only if you really knew me, you even knew that I had a sense of humor.
Oh
And
wow.
so I feel like I'm reclaiming, this was like reclaiming that. And that's such a shared experience. And I'm like, we should all be able to reclaim that. Please be silly. Everyone gets sillier now.
Exactly. I think if everyone was just a little silly and a little gay, like, the
Mm.
world would just be a better place.
Everyone be more serious now. I feel like I think that like twice a day. I'm like, can we please be more serious?
Exactly. What radicalized you to
Oh,
to like be open up with your inner child like that? Because for me it was therapy. It was like kind of like getting out of my shell a little bit more and being queer and seeing drag for the first time and not
yeah,
being like and respecting drag not just as like the stereotypical, oh, these are men dressed up as women, haha, funny, but like really understanding like what goes into drag. Like I attribute a lot of it to RuPaul's Drag Race and
or
stuff like that, but um like I think it allowed me to feel empowered to like explore drag a little bit more, even though I haven't done it so much on the podcast. But I have some plans when I go to Seattle. But what kind of radicalized you?
okay,
Yeah,
fierce.
what kind of radicalized you to like have that childish expression?
I think it was just kind of like so the weird thing about like my family is that like there is a huge generation gap between me and everyone else. I am the only one that was like born in the 90s and I was born in 98. And if whoever's watching, don't do the math. So born in 98 and my youngest relatives were born in like 2010s. You know, there's a huge gap. And then everyone else is like the 70s or like my grandma was like the 40s. And I was always just kind of like the little kid with the dolls. Like my only friends were my toys, pretty much. I was very lonely, and always saw toys and childish things as my escape from all that maturity stuff. And then, so I think it was always just deep down, like, what if I made this my thing? Like, what if I healed myself through this properly? And then I think what radicalized me into being like, this is just what I do now I genuinely think Loki, probably the last time I was at the psych ward, I was like, all right, either I get sillier and I start like outwardly acting the way I want to act, or I'm not coming back here because I'm in a box in the dirt. That's what's happening. And then I was just like, my dedication to myself, I guess is the way I would explain it, is what made me get sillier. Because I was just like, well, this being serious thing isn't making me very happy.
Yeah, I mean, like that's exactly how I felt too. Like a lot of it was just like self-reflection and being open to like being who I want to be and rather than like what other people wanted. Um, and once I like kind of let go of that aspect, it was just so freeing. I think like the true freedom came when I came out to my dad. He was like the last person who knew I was queer, like in the entire world, besides like, you know, people who don't know who I am. And once I told him, it was just like, okay, the door's open now. Like we're
Yes,
free.
I can do what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I like nothing's out of my
I
reach anymore.
came out to my mom in such a loser way. No offense to my younger self, but it's such a
Mhm.
like funny loser way. I learned what the word heteroflexible was because I was too scared to say bisexual. I was like, that's the scary Katy Perry word. I can't do that. This is the 2010s. And I was at Olive Garden with my mom and my aunt, and I just start sobbing. I start sobbing. My mom's like, "What's wrong?" And I slide my phone over to her with the definition of heteroflexible. I'll never forget this. She looks at me and goes, "Isn't that everyone?" She's like, "What? Isn't that everybody?" Which like makes me question what the hell my mom meant by that. But like also she's like, "Oh, oh, so you're a little gay? Okay." I literally love you and I think everything you do is fine. And then you're like the weirdest person I know. So yeah, it's okay. And now she's like everybody's favorite drag normie. She loves coming to shows. She loves being like, yeah, my LGBT son when she's talking about me. You know, the LGBT caucus of her union wants her so bad. Like she's my rock star. So I felt like I kind of also owed it to her to get sillier. Where I was like, well, you know, you already since you fuck with me, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, parents are always like the hurdle of like
Mm,
self-acceptance. Like they're supposed to be like your cheerleader, like they're like your rock. And for a lot of gay people, like that's just not the case. I mean, it wasn't really the case with my father, unfortunately, but my mom, like she supports everything that I do, and I appreciate that for sure. So, um, I love how you were crying because of like the heteroflexible thing.
I was like, children don't understand. Here's the best part. My aunt, who's on the other side of the table, can't hear what we're saying. and for years thought I was crying about the food, that I was so upset about whatever I had eaten. So years later, I'm like, "Can you pick me up from a gig and I'm dressed like this?" And and I have like a partner. And my aunt's like, "What's all this?" I'm like, "You were there when I came out to my mom." And she goes, "I thought this was about the soup. I thought the whole time, the last 5 years, you were just that upset about Zuppa Toscana." And I'm like, "No, actually, I love Zuppa Toscana. I would never cry about Zuppa Toscana."
Cry of joy.
Yeah, exactly. I was shed. That's the one thing I know how to cook really well. I can make a very fierce Tuscan soup.
Oh, that's so cool. How, like, what else do you cook? Like, how long have you been cooking?
So this is the other thing I think that also emboldened me to become like weirder is that I somehow had to be like, guys, I think I have autism. Like, I think that carrying the dolls to the club and the heat sensitivity and the needing to be under blankets all the time, I'm starting to think. And once I embraced that, that also made me realize like, maybe I'm not bad at cooking. I'm scared of cooking because of the heat. And I just need to buy tools and like learn ways around these sensitivities so I can make my own meals. So I've been cooking for maybe like a year. I really love whatever I do. I'm always like, God, I get why cavemen love to do this shit every single time I make a great meal. But then anytime I'm like, I can't wait to order out. But if the option presents itself, like, and now someone else can do it.
I love that. Where do you like to go? What's your favorite thing to order out?
Ooh, I love a dumpling. Okay, here's the thing. I love soup. I love this. I could in my fantasy world, if I had to cook every day, I would just be making different soups. So all you do is you're basically making a witch's cauldron of food. You're making an elixir. But if I wasn't eating soup, because I don't think it's healthy to eat that every day, then dumplings. There's no such thing as a bad dumpling.
Do you like soup dumplings?
Yes, I love the
Mm.
soup. I love going to Flushing because like I live in Queens, so I can do that whenever I want. I love going to like you can't say the name because I'm pretty sure it's Mandarin, but I know that red sign anywhere. And they're also a chain, I'm learning, so they're very popular. They're like a Michelin star rated company, and they do like soup dumplings. So good. Like take me back.
Yeah, that's what I love about I live on the west side in Washington State, so I'm like we're really blessed. Well, not in Spokane, Washington, but in Seattle, like there's just so many like Asian restaurants and like Asian cuisine. So there's Din Tai Fung, which is it's more of a chain, but I really enjoyed eating there. But there is a couple of ramen places. One that is very
I
Japanese.
love a ramen.
Yeah, like it's a very Japanese name and I can't say it. Otherwise I'm going to butcher it, but I just was walking around town and I was like, "Oh, I want to check out this place." Like I haven't had ramen in a long time, and it was like the best ramen I've ever had. It was
Mm.
I really enjoyed that. And karaage, like a lot of Japanese food.
Yes, yes, yes.
Love some karaage. There's no karaage here in Spokane, so whenever I'm in Seattle,
Oh,
I have to like stock up on like fried chicken, Japanese fried chicken, essentially. Um, no, that's so cool though. You how long have you been doing drag now so far?
we're approaching year 3 this year, so 2 years,
Oh,
I guess.
okay, okay. Like what have you have accomplished so far? Because it seems like you've done shows. What's your biggest accomplishment that you've made in drag?
My biggest accomplishment. Um, I feel like my biggest accomplishment in drag has been producing a series of shows that felt very unique to me, to the point that people still talk to me about them. I used to have this show called Whateverland that was just like themed drag, like just bonkers themes. So like you can't even see the flyer, but is that so way I can angle my camera? You can see her. There she
Oh
goes.
yeah,
The
Batman.
Batman flyer because
Hmm.
in true autistic fashion, I just love Batman. I can't help it. And I was Harley Quinn, and I had my friends be the Joker. Like I let them pick who they wanted to be, and I was like, I want you to take this prompt and go as balls to the walls with it as you can. And then we had Bridgie Bivland, where we were all different colors. I was pink. I had a friend who was red. We had a green. We had someone be blue and they did like a boy by Sierra. I was like, oh, that's so smart. It's like interpreting what the colors mean to you in your drag. And then we had Sanrio Land. That was the one that kickstarted all of my producing was Sanrio themed drag. I was like, why is anyone doing this? and people came in costumes. It was so fun. My dad actually made me but Mo made me like a Hello Kitty hood that I just now have for the rest of my life, and I think I'm the only one who needs that in Brooklyn drag because no one will wear it more than me.
I love that.
And it I think, and I don't do them anymore. Like I put them on a bit of a hiatus, and I've had people come up and be like, "When's the next Neverland? I want to do. What about this theme for Neverland?" And I just became known as like the theme producer guy. Let me actually put this back. The theme producer guy, and it was everything to me because like I remember being obsessed with producing from before I even started drag. I was like, "What about this as a show idea? And this is a show idea." You know, and of course you have your forbidden ideas like would come to this, but like I felt really proud that like from the moment I wanted to do drag, I don't want to do like this like a lot of themed things because I love giving people a prompt and letting their art just kind of shine through that, like their artistic comprehension or whatever. And the fact that I am still associated with that means a lot to me. And I mean, it's only gone on for my productions I do now. So
Yeah, I love a prompt. I love a theme. Batland would have been so cool. Star Wars Land, like, or
Star Wars Land be fierce.
yeah, I would, and Big Comfy Couch Land, you
But
know.
see, so we kind of have something like that coming in the works. We want to do like a like me and my sister Sour. We like do a lot of themed drag. Um, we want to do a PBS themed show to raise money for PBS.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I definitely like I have to be Lynette. Like I have to.
Yeah, PBS Land.
So right.
We get DW in there.
See, that was my backup because I was like, even though I should obviously be Lynette, I am in spirit very that sign can't stop me because I can't read. Like that
Exactly.
is so me.
God, I have like such a cool idea for a Barney that is that's a Lee,
Barney,
yeah, like a Lee Bowery mixed with Barney type thing.
be so fierce.
Yes, I just need a sewing machine.
Yeah. It is sewing machine and a plane ticket so you could come be in the show.
I know. I need to come to Brooklyn for sure. But you want to know what I hate about theme shows is when someone is not on theme. Have you been?
Don't get me started. Don't get me. Oh, here's the thing. I'll remember this thing. I'm like, I remember like, oh, we did the Reggie Bivland show, and you showed up as like a, I don't know, as a rain cloud, like not even as gray, but as a rain
Mhm.
cloud. On a completely different tangent, I just remember this about Reggie Bivland. Everyone ever really had a costume contest. Someone came in as beige with the Dune worm from Sand. Like, whoa, the Dune worm from Dune, the worm that
Yeah.
goes in the sand.
Hmm.
And it was so funny because then they had to do a dance battle against someone's shrimp that they had because they were like pink and they had like a little shrimp charm. And there was a shrimp and a dune worm battling it out in Dromedary Urban Tiki Bar, Fly High Sweet Angel. It
Uh,
was it was everything. I was like, I think I've hit the height of producing. I think I won.
I love that. The worm is Sheikh Khulud, which
Oh, see, I didn't know they had names. I was just like the worm.
well, the thing is, like, this is probably another tangent, but like Dune borrows a lot from Arabic culture.
Hmm.
They're
That I
basically,
knew.
yeah, it's basically space Arabs.
Space. Okay.
Yeah, so like Sheikh Khulud means thing of the void, which makes sense
Okay.
because like, it's a worm and it's huge and lisan al-ghaib, like the absent tongue, like that's what that word comes from. What other words do they have? Um
B'nai Gesserit? I feel like I
yeah,
fucked that up.
The Beni Gesserit is
Beni
another Arabic
Gesserit.
word. I don't know what it means in English, but yeah, Beni Gesserit. Um there's God.
Khaziit Haderach, I think that's what they call all.
Qisas Hadirat, like
See, it
the
sounds so
president.
much better when you do it. I sound crazy.
Yeah, it's just because you speak English.
Yeah, with my little flop language.
Oh, English is fun. I mean, sure, Arabic has like, cool kha and da and ka words, but like, you know, English can be fun.
Yes. You know, it's a dying language, but yes.
Yeah, it is dying. Um, Tell me how you met Mauve and Evangeline eventually, because you said that's your drag parents. Like, how did you initially get in touch with them?
I'm trying to think back. So I got introduced to Brooklyn Drag through a little competition called Bitch Fest.
Mm.
And my one of my big things I ever wanted to do was to be good enough to win a season of Bitch Fest because it was just like every Sunday people were just bringing their complete A game. And a lot of the friends I have now, like my core like friend group, we all kind of met through Bitch Fest somehow. And the cycle in which my drag, I guess we're sisters, my drag sister Yaga Tiger Lily, where like I got into drag because I used to be her assistant. Um, was competing in cycle five, and she was up against Evangeline, and I was just like, "Who is this weird artsy girl? Who is
Hmm.
this?" And I didn't really have much deeper thought about it. I was just like, "She's weird and artsy. I like that, and she's really graceful." And then I suddenly started being at Dromedary, which was like the most home bar. And then I got to kind of see them in their element more and more. And I was like, I fuck with this. I want to be part of this. I want to help this. And I would just show up whenever and I would like help out backstage. I wasn't really like doing it to like, I hope that you're my drag mom or whatever. It was just like these people were making the kind of drag that I want to see in the world. And I was like, well, the least I can do is help out. And then at some point Eva goes, or don't you want to start doing drag? Like I don't know like I don't know if I told her I wanted I don't remember how it came up. And she was like, okay, we'll have you at the next drum show. And that was my first performance. I did No One Dies from Love by Tuvlo or Tuvelu, excuse me.
Hmm.
And I did like a flat. I thought I had to be on theme and I didn't, which I guess is like such foreshadowing because the theme
Hmm.
was like, everybody's getting married or bachelorette party. You're a bachelorette. You're a bachelorette. And I was like, well, Problem Child's too little to get married. I should be the flower girl who wants to be, a bride for aesthetic reasons. And I did this flower petal gag and I missed my body entirely. Thank God there's no video of it, but it's very dear to my heart. And I remember Eva was giving me like this pep talk backstage and was like, "You have such clear vision. You're really cool, blah, blah, blah." And my friend in goes, I knew in that moment that she was going to be your mom. Like the way she was just talking to you about your drag, it was just kind of like really invested. And then just as time went on, she literally calls me and goes, "Do you want me to be your drag mom?" And I was like, "Oh yes." And then that's how we became family.
I love that. Evangeline would do something like that for sure.
Yeah.
And I think Evangeline's style and your style, although very different, there are a lot of similarities in like how weird some Evangeline
Yes.
can sometimes be. What was your biggest like? What is the biggest thing you learned like from your drag parents?
Oh my gosh. I think I again be more serious definitely is something I learned from them and I have to keep reminding myself like I need to be more serious. Um my something that Eva has said to me that sticks with me to this day when I don't like my makeup is it'll be dark. Just it'll be dark. What if? But it's like it helps me get out of the house. I'm like, well, what's the odds they're gonna see that my fine lines are crazy? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've definitely learned how to be a better performer. I feel like every time I watch them, I take something away in my head. And every time I watch them, I'm like, I can't wait to do drag. I can't wait to do drag and be part of this. And then I try my best to be like, how do I do my best Evangeline impersonation without people knowing that it's what I'm trying to do?
No, the first part you mentioned, like it's gonna be dark, like that rings so true. When I was in drag in Seattle, like even when I thought like, oh, my face is like falling apart, like I feel sweaty, I feel whatever. Everyone was living. Everyone thought it was gorgeous. There was no lights on. Like it was just like dark and everyone was drunk. Like those beer goggles really help a lot when it comes to
Right.
like putting on your makeup. But also like taking things away from Evangeline and Mauve too, because Mauve's your drag dad. Like I mean like that's what like a drag mentor is supposed to do. Like you're supposed to like take everything that you can from them. I think like in the zeitgeist of RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff like that, like we talk about drag family and drag nepotism, which I'm like,
I'm like,
what
don't get me started on
like
drag
what it,
nepotism.
it's like what does that word mean?
As someone who has been accused of drag nepotism, I'm always think it's so funny because I'm like, guys, at the end of the day, I have to take this little face off and go to work for peanuts, like everyone else on planet Earth. I do not, I'm not gonna suddenly be on Drag Race because of who my parents are. I'm not suddenly gonna like book every single venue I want. It's like I'm just 5% cooler at a certain time of night. That's it. Like I get literally nothing else. I get great friends, great advice. I get to run amok in their closet every now and then. I get to force Mauve to like make me silly little outfits when I want to. Okay. And I'm still just some guy.
Mhm.
I'm not like we're not the Kennedys, you know? Like, what do you want me to
Exactly.
do?
Yeah. As long as you're not fucking with their man, money, or character.
Literally. Like
Yeah, that whole thing. Like the Irene and Ariadne thing, like is it just hits so close to home.
even drama. I don't even understand like what is happening.
I don't know. I know some things that I don't really like. I was sworn into secrecy as far
Oh,
as like the what the details, but like what Arietti kind of described sound like what I was hearing. There was like a discrepancy when it comes to payment and stuff like that, and you know,
yeah,
it gives very much like local drag drama, but like it is exploded into this big thing because they're both on TV. And
yeah.
it's just like it's so weird because like I know Ariadne a little bit and she's always been nice to me and stuff like that. So it's just like I can't
TV
really
villains, like I don't know, drag TV villains. There's only one that is like certified rotten, like Tyra, like is famously certified rotten.
exactly.
The rest of them are just like girls. They're just
Hmm.
girls. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I mean it's drag, so
It's drag, guys.
yeah, it's not serious at all.
This is
Um
not Eric Adams. That's Ariadne. Oh, like what are you? What are we all
exact
upset about?
exactly. Tell me about. I want to learn a little bit more about Molly because you said you bring her to shows and stuff like that. Like, what? How come? Like, what? Like, of all the animals and stuff like that, like, are you always bringing someone along with you as like as
I
a trinket?
try. I used to bring my little pink Beanie Baby rat Ratso a lot. I have him tattooed. You can I don't think yeah, I don't think the
Oh
link
yeah,
is
I
big
can.
enough. I have a Ratso tattoo, so he's always with me. There's Celine, who's very famous. She has shooters. She's a blueberry cow from Build-A-Bear, and I dress her up and I give her sunglasses and we act like she's like a diva. And then there's Molly, who I mean, speaks for herself. She's Molly. And I started bringing them because when I would go to shows as the assistant, I was very lonely because it was a different time in drag where it was like, well, I mean, I'm sure this still happens, but like at the time I was not identifying as like trans masculine or anything. So they were like, "You're a girl in the locker room where we're getting into drag. You don't understand anything about this." People were very weird to me when I first started like hanging out at drag spaces because they were like, "You're a girl." And which means like you, I don't know. I don't know if they wanted me to be like more of like a fag hag type, but I was just like, I'm just one of the boys. I don't know. Like I'm just here to love women and support women. What do you want me to do?
Mhm.
And which a lot of them weren't even out. Whatever. The point is, they were very weird to me. So I was often alone again. And like I said, as a kid, my comfort were toys and dolls. So I was just like, what if I just bring my Beanie Baby to the gig and just have it with me? And so many people would come up to me and be like, "Is that a little guy?" And they would like want to play with him and be like, "What's his name? Oh my God." And I would just be like, I'm kind of forcing people to play with me simply because I'm the most whimsical person at the bar. And it just became part. And then, like, once, Problem Child is a living toy of sorts. So it's like people kind of engage with me on that level. Like, older women love seeing me because I think they really think, like, like they really think it's,
Mhm.
and I love it. But then, like, on another level, when I'm like a toy with a toy, that really gets people intrigued because it's like, are you guys friends? Are you rivals? Like, what's going on? I get to just make my own little narrative. And also, people often ask, like, can I hug your Molly? And I'm like, yeah. And it's a source of comfort and bonding that I can do with people too.
I love
We gotta
that.
look out for each other, you know?
Yeah, it's like you mentioned that your drag is like kind of an invitation to play and stuff like that. Like in I was reading the Thoughtacy like article
Oh,
that you did.
yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned like your drag was a way to like invite people to come and play and like express their inner child and it's a way for you to express your inner child. But like having the doll there and like you know, be you being who you are as a person, someone that uh I just met you right now. We've only talked on social media, but you give off this vibe of like, oh, I want to be their friend. Like, I want to be closer to them. I want to get to know them a little bit more. I mean, that's what this interview is all about. I think like the doll kind of serves your mission too, because like you're inviting people over to come play with you and stuff like that. Like drag already kind of does that in a way. Like I realized when I was like in drag a few times at the bar, like all of a sudden people want to just like talk to you and like you are
Oh
the most
yeah.
beautiful person in the entire room. I've had people give me money even though I wasn't performing, like just standing there. And like someone now he's a good friend too because like we talked recently, but we've been like getting to know each other online. But like he came up to me and we were like complete strangers, and he was like, "Hey." Because you're planning to move to Seattle, if you need a place to stay for a few days while you look for a job, like you could stay at my place. I'm like, you have no idea who I
So
am.
sweet.
I was like, you have no idea. I could be a murderer. I could be anything. And you just like giving me your house. Like, okay.
Like, oh, I
Thumali's got
guess,
like
should I
power.
put on a wig? Yeah.
Yeah. All I did was put
And
on a wig and some makeup.
one of the funniest things that have happened to me because of drag, I love to like weaponize my cuteness.
Mhm.
So across the street from one of the bars at called Come On Everybody, there are chickens. For some reason there is a little community farm that has chickens.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
freaking out on my story because I was like, I need to know more about these chickens, guys. Guys, I need someone to get me in contact with the chickens, especially because my I guess I've been calling her my bitch wife, Maljo Blue. My bitch wife goes, no one cares about these chickens except you. So I was like, I can't believe this. And like nobody cares about these chickens but me. And I actually got in touch with someone who like runs the coop, and they were like, "You're free to visit these chickens whenever you want." And I'm like, this is what drag is all about. This is what this is to me.
Yeah, you weaponize your cuteness and like you weaponize it to get in. Most people weaponize it to get into gigs. You weaponize it to get in the hen house.
To hang out with the real chicks, you know?
Exactly. Do they
I learned
like
that one of them is named Cloudy, and I'm like, she's my queen. She doesn't know me. We haven't met in person yet, but she's my queen.
So do they like just harvest eggs and stuff? Because like I'm just like picturing this like community farm in Brooklyn, and I'm just like, how would you be able to do that in Brooklyn?
I know you can like volunteer to hang out with them. So here's my thing. I'm I love the idea of being like a Disney princess. The animals love me and being with nature. I'm also extremely dainty. I hate dirt. I hate mess. I hate poop, shit, all of that. So I'm like, I have to love them from a distance. Can't help them. I'm scared to touch them, and then I'm like, what's this on my fingers? And I'm like, it'll ruin everything. So I don't know what they actually do with them, but I've seen them be very fierce in the daytime, and that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, I mean like they're chickens, like they're always fierce.
It's just like the idea of like stumbling out of a gay bar and just seeing like chickens chilling out across the street. I'm
Mhm.
like, they're giving shows. The shows never
Exactly.
stop, actually.
Yeah, and like and they're singing too if you're out late enough, like when the
No, they
sun's
go to
coming out.
bed around like 6.
Oh, like don't
I've
they do
had it
the?
in my mind.
Oh, okay. So they don't have like a hen, like not a hen, a rooster there.
They
Like,
don't have a rooster. They're all
dang.
they're all hens.
Okay, well, so no cockadoodle doo like
No,
vibes.
I would live if I was just like near and I heard cockadoodle, I would lose my mind. I'd be like, we could go home. There's no more shows. This is you actually missed the show.
Sickening. Tell me a little bit more about your drag. So, like, when you're picking an aesthetic, because like the possibilities are really endless when it comes to like the idea of like being a living toy, essentially in drag. What is your kind of go-to aesthetic? What's your go-to look? What's your go-to song that like, if I'm gonna book Problem Child for my show, like what is something that you're gonna be reaching out in the closet and be like, oh, I have like 20 minutes and I'm gonna put this on right away.
All right. I feel like my biggest inspiration, also besides like cartoons and like Pee Wee Herman, has been like one of my go-to ones, was Barbie, simply because it's like Barbie can be anything, but she is still Barbie. You know what I mean? Like Barbie's an astronaut, but she's wearing like a bubblegum pink like spacesuit. She can be the president, but she's in like the Jackie O look with like sparkles and rings and everything. But like so she can be everything, but she also exists in her own lane no matter what she does. And that was kind of my thinking with Problem Child, where PC can be anything, any role. Maybe I'm a cowboy. Maybe I'm a fireman. Maybe I'm just like Molly and we're wearing matching outfits or whatever. Maybe I'm more of a Polly Pocket today. I don't know. And so I feel like it's so hard to like condense like what my aesthetic is, but it's basically like stallish, bright colors, heights that always look bad when I lay down on the ground for too long. I love to set myself up for that. I hate a heel. I'm sorry. I like the fantasy of heels, but the neuropathy. I'm not supposed to be doing that. So I'm a Mary Jane's girl. I love also cowboy boots. I wear a lot of cowboy boots in drag because I
Okay.
don't know. I like the like femme tomboyness of cowboy boots, where like they're associated with being masculine and feminine in a way. And I mean, I guess it's just like the or whatever. I can go into a whole rant about boots and all that. But anyway, um, very like costumey. Like I know the drag race would hate my ass. It'd be like another
Mm-hmm.
costume for Problem Child. Well, yes, yes, drag is all costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, I'm working on my package for Mixed Nobody, and like I think I'm also like shifting in a more masculine way. Like I've been wearing a lot of suits and drag because I'm
Okay.
like, yeah, I don't know. Like I love like new wave music, and David Byrne is one of my biggest inspirations, which I feel like has nothing to do with Barbie or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But David Byrne, like just like the way he is on stage, his music, all that is one of my bigger inspirations. So I've been kind of dressing in a like new wavy way recently because I feel like there's Problem Child, the Barbie-esque mascot of like some type of mega brand of Problem Child, and then there's like this new wave villain that kind of is like maybe the person who runs whatever land where I'm like I'm trapping my friends in my little dumb theme park. So you can have it all. So I think if I only had 20 minutes and I have to I have to send in my music, I have to get dressed, I have to go. I feel like I'm probably getting something with like a Peter Pan collar, something very like 60s-ish, 50s-ish. I love a like housewife dress. The cheaper the better. I think they're so fun. Gloves, because I'm an animated character. I should always be wearing gloves. And I'm grabbing my tights and my Mary Janes, some bright colored wig, like one of these on the wall. And now what am I performing? I don't know. It depends. Is this a stop making sense tribute night for me? I don't know. It could be I can do the plastic doll mix. That was like the mix I made out of drag class. I made like a mix about being like a doll that comes to life. I could do I've been really into Fleetwood Mac recently. I'm very like I don't do any top 40s. I think that's what it is. Like I am always doing something weird and from the synth era for some reason.
Okay. Well, like you're talking about like exploring like a masculine side. Like, have you ever thought about going into the boy toy like
Oh
area, like
yeah.
G.I. Joe, Transformers, like type deal?
Yeah. So Problem Child has a brother that sometimes I perform as Class Clown. And
Mhm.
he's kind of like he's still like a toy, but he's very much like my joke of like Sigma male people. Where like Problem Child is beautiful and the world is great and she believes in magic and she's like wonderfully naive to like genuinely evil people. Even when she is the bad guy in some situations, like the new wave villain thing, it's more of a misunderstanding. She just wants to play. She doesn't know when to stop sometimes. Class Clown, I think, is like the evil PR manager of Problem Child, where he's aware of how evil the world is, and like he's very Patrick Bateman about it. So
Okay.
like that's kind of like how I like interpret masculinity in drag, where I'm like, I just think it's so funny to be a boy. As someone who is a boy, I think being a boy is really funny, and I love doing like incel music, like the Smiths, or
I, well,
Radiohead. I love like
mhm.
being like still like in my weird esoteric music bag, but it's coming from like a this guy is not okay and shouldn't be allowed on Reddit.
Oh yeah, I loved how you call the Smiths like incel music when I actually do like some
Oh
of their
yeah.
music, but
Because
it makes sense.
I
It makes
love the
sense.
Smiths. I love more like I hate that Morrissey is like my favorite asexual because he's so rotted and terrible. But like some of the lyrics, I'm just like he's so mean. Any interview where he's being a bitch, I'm like he's so mean, so mean.
Yeah, I mean, like I really like two of the Smith songs. There's Please Please Please, which
Yes, classic.
Sabrina Carpenter like also has Please Please Please, which very very different
Happier, please, please, please.
exact. And then there's Sing Me to Sleep, which, I'm a big fan of
Hmm.
Perks of Being a Wallflower. So, and I was like 16, 17 when I watched that movie, and I was like, this music is doing something to me and I'm relating to it. And like, that was the first time I was like, oh, like, I don't think I should be relating to the main character.
Yeah, like I don't think I'm supposed to fuck with this guy that heavy.
Yeah.
No,
Like, I'm, fe-
my favorite Smith songs are, I don't know. I've listened to like all of their albums. Like I think I really want to perform Panic, where they're like,
mm,
"Hang the DJ," and it's like kids chanting in the song. I'm like, that's very PC core.
mhm.
And I think it's that, and I don't know. I love the song "Unhappy Birthday" because he's like, so someone's just like, "Oh, happy birthday," and he's like, "Kill yourself," and I hate you, and I'm gonna kill your dog. Like out
Mm.
of nowhere, he's like, "I don't like this," and I'm just like, yeah, sometimes it's like that, you know?
Yeah. And you mentioned Pee Wee Herman, which I love Pee Wee.
Mhm.
I had such a big hyperfixation on Pee Wee when I was a kid, and we didn't like, we had a VHS or something like Pee Wee Herman, like with the Pee Wee show, the Pee Wee's Playhouse. And I think it was just one cassette tape and it had like two or three episodes on it, but I loved that cassette so much. But since you mentioned Pee Wee Herman, a couple of things. I have something I want to show you, but also,
Oh.
did you, have you watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary yet?
Not yet. I've been waiting for a day where I'm about to get in drag to like watch it while I'm getting ready so I can like lock in because I have kept tabs on this documentary. I was like, the Sundance can't have everything. I want to see this. Please give it to me. And I knew it came out on the 23rd.
Mhm.
And I told my drag friends about it. Like, "Yeah, do you know about the Pee Wee Herman movie?" And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's just me. Yeah, I was also really sad when he passed away because like I watched it on Adult Swim. Do you remember when they used to air Pee Wee Herman on Adult Swim every now and then?
I was in Saudi Arabia, so I didn't have Adult
Oh,
Swim.
well, I was sneaking around and watching when I shouldn't be, and I would be like, time to
Mhm.
watch cartoons where they cuss, and then it'd be Pee Wee Herman. I'd be like, what is this? Why is this on Adult Swim? Then I
Yeah.
was like, wait, this is how I feel about being a little guy. Come on. And then it just went on from there.
Yeah, and then HBO also has like the original stage show, Pee Wee Herman, where it's like more adult with Phil Hartman. Have you seen that one yet? I watched a little bit of it, and it's a very stark contrast to like the Pee Wee's Playhouse feels more like it's obviously it's a kid show, blah blah blah, and then the actual stage play, Pee Wee Herman is smoking, talking about jerking off and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I'm just like, ooh, this
I've
is
seen
a
the one where he debuts the character on YouTube, where he's like doing stand up and he debuts the character, and he's so genius about like letting the audience laugh at him.
Mhm. So the thing I wanted to show you is this guy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So do you know what this is?
I I I think I do, but my brain is like Star Wars. I'm like, that is not where he's from. I know who
He,
this is.
he is from Star Wars, actually.
Okay, because
Specifically,
I'm really smart.
oh, that's okay. His name is Captain Rex. He was on the original
Okay.
Star Tours ride. If you ever been to Disneyland in like the
Hmm.
80s, like 90s type deal, I haven't been there, but I saw Disney sing along song at Disneyland, and this guy was very prominent. He is Captain Rex. He was part of the ride. He was voiced by Pee Wee Herman. So let me see.
Captain Rex from the cockpit. Hi, it's loading our navigator R2D2, and then we'll be on our
So
way. Sit
cute.
back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Okay, yeah, and Zoom thinks I'm playing like music or whatever, but
No, but
um,
I'm loud and clear.
okay, yeah. So basically, they created this character because they wanted someone on the ride to like they wanted a robot friend like that was able to scream and like have personality, which a lot of the Star Wars characters aren't able to do that. And so like they were like, oh, let's get Pee Wee Herman, and like Paul Rubens just like. This droid is very anxious. This is his first time like doing like the Star Tours ride, which Star Tours is basically, I call it Star Wars Airport simulator because it's like you're kind of docked into this area that feels very much like an airport or like a public transit type thing, which I think it's so funny and so bizarre because it's just like Star Wars is about Jedi, the Sith. There's like a battle between good and evil and fascism and all that. But there's normal people that will go there and they have to take the bus. And they have to like take airplanes. That not all of them have spaceships. where they're like flying whatever. Some people just
They don't
have
have
to,
swords even.
yeah, they're just like normal people. And I just think it's so funny that you spend all this money at Disneyland to like go on a ride that's essentially an airport simulator. It even smells like an airport too, which I think is very funny.
Crazy.
Like I don't think it's intentional, but like when I get a whiff of it, I'm like, this feels like I'm in an airport right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
So
Paul
he was
Rubens.
super nervous about being like I well he knocked it out of the park. He's so charming.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
he's
that's what
very
I
charming.
like.
Well, like he's very nervous. It was his first time riding like it's not Paul Rubin, but like it's Captain Rex specifically that
Oh,
I
I
was
thought
talking
Paul
about.
Rubens was nervous. And I
Oh
was
no,
like,
Paul
why?
Rubin was no Captain Rex was very nervous. It was his first time flying, and then everything in Star Wars, it kind of goes into chaos, and like all of a sudden you're on Endor, flying over the like fighting the Galactic Empire and like destroying the Death Star and stuff like that, and like this is all going on his first day. So
A lot for him.
yeah, a lot for him on his first day, but you know he took care of us. He didn't get us killed.
Yeah. I believed in him. I didn't think I was gonna die.
Exactly. But you mentioned Paul Rubin, and I was just like, Pee Wee, like, I had to bring out Captain Rex. I
Yeah.
even have it. I love him so much. I even have him tattooed. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I
Look at that.
do. That's sick.
Yep. And some X-Men. You know, I love cartoons as well. I
Mm.
I think I got a lot of flack from my dad about like liking video games and cartoons as much as I did, but I kind of leaned really heavy on that, just kind of for similar reasons that you did as well. Um, but no, I love talking about this. And you mentioned 1998 earlier in the episode, like that's when you were born, like being so old. And I was like, God, how do I feel? I was born in 93.
No, I love like exaggerating that I really care about my age. It's like the
Mhm.
funniest joke. And I only care when it's like my little siblings being like skibbity toilet or like my younger cousins are like skibbity toilet. And I'm like, I had to do my taxes the other day. What are you guys talking about? Please speak English.
Yeah, speak to me. I have a job right now. What does that mean? I'm
And they're like,
employed. What
oh, do
does
you
that
know
mean?
about Ohio Yacht Riz? I'm like, no, I actually have to like go put on my little clown makeup and then worry about paying bills, actually.
Yeah, exactly. What does the future look like for you? Because like you're 3 years into it. I think you're kind of knocking it out of the park as far as like having your own shows and being recognized and like being recognized for that. You have your aesthetic down, like whether it's like in your drag or even like when you look at your social media and stuff like that, you really nail down what you're trying to be perceived as to the audience. So like what does the next couple years look like for you in drag, especially with Pride coming up? Like why don't you talk about
Well,
this coming month? Like like as of recording, that's next week.
yeah, Problem Child Pride is mostly like that's mixed nobody time. I've become part of the nobodies team and like this big like alt drag, also alt burlesque or just burlesque. If you're beautiful, you can do it too. Um, uh like competition and like it gets bigger and bigger every year and I was like I am very glad to just be consumed by this one big thing like it goes all the way into September like
Oh wow.
it's so much and like we are doing like these golden tickets we're like surprising people with like immediate entries and like I think like what I'm focused on for myself in that because I did mixed nobody six and I was a first out loser
Oh
but you know but I mean look at me now I help run
yeah.
everything it's okay um and my priority is just being the most beautiful clown pretty much I literally have to talk to my family about this look package that I want to do for a competition that I'm not competing in I just need to be beautiful
Mhm.
and like also just like being a good stage kid and being a good presence backstage is like so many people are like nervous you know this is a big deal competition and you know the last thing you want to do is like mess up in front of your peers and like
Mhm.
you'll be the person with the number that we all talk about we're like guys did you remember this do you remember that number that was
Mhm.
terrible no one wants to be that guy and something that I learned from kittening last year was like how important it is to be like that person who is involved in the competition, but also reassuring, like, hey, you're gonna be okay. Do you need anything? Like, do you want to talk about it? Like, is it what's like making you stressed? Do you want to just be left alone? Like, it's important to just be that guy sometimes.
hmm Yeah, I mean, you've got to interact with people. I think a lot of people in drag, and we've talked about it on a few episodes, but there's some people that are just like unwilling to like collaborate and like communicate with other people and just like being there. Like it's all competition focus. And like, I mean, I guess that's fine, but if you want to grow as a person, if you want to get to know like, hey, how did so and so learn how to dance? Or how, oh wow, this like Problem Child's mix sounds really good. How did he like how did he like put it all together? You know, like I'm sure you've had help in a lot of different aspects. Like and it
Yeah,
is and it comes
this
from like
takes a
just
village.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think more people need to be able to like network and like reach out to people and like put your name out there, especially like being in drag. If you want to like be in that community a lot more, you've got to like be in drag. It's like
Yeah,
even if you
like
look like shit.
especially in New York, where like everybody might know a drag queen at this point. Like in New York, we're a micro community, but we're also like kind of huge. There are people who do drag who will never know I existed. You know, like we all will do the same thing. We might go to the same bars, and we will never meet. Like it is so important. Like drag is not a contact sport, but it is a communal one. All
hmm
right, like you need to. You're only as strong as your community. Like I didn't do my own hair. I didn't do this. Someone help me thrift this dress, you know? But then it's like in return, I help them make a mix, or I'm like, hey, I actually know a guy who knows how to do this. Like right now, I'm obsessed with learning how to use a bullwhip and drag, and I've been
Oh,
going around and being like, who knows how to do this, guys? Guys, do anyone know how to do it? And I've been getting like responses, and it's like been leading me down different avenues. It's only gonna make me a better artist at the end of the day. Like I feel like there's no good art that is completely self-reliant. Like like or and if it is too self-reliant, it becomes just art of torture. Like, yeah, it's beautiful, but it comes from such a like a torturous, maybe unethical place.
exactly. You drag's history has always been communal too. So it's
Mhm.
just like you can't do this all by yourself.
Yeah, it takes many clowns to put up a circus tent, you know.
Yeah. Talk about Mixed Nobody because you mentioned it a few times. Like I'm not familiar with that contest.
Okay, so Mixed Nobody, I believe, I don't know when it started, but it was founded by, I believe, Lady Berica, and people I don't know because I'm just a beautiful clown intern.
Mhm,
And my grandma, DJ Extra Report. I've been my grandma Eric, because sometimes I refer to him. And Eric or DJ Extra Report taught Eva how to DJ, and it's kind of like Eva's drag mom in a sense. So
mhm.
that makes Extra Report my grandma. And my job is kind of to pester him because he likes to wear black and be goth, and I like to look like this and be like, "Can you play Christmas music in the club?" So I competed in Mixed Nobody 6. I don't know which one. Eva competed, I believe. Mauve didn't compete, but we have a joke that in an alternate timeline he won. Um, and my brother Corset also competed. We pretty much like we weren't even family. We were in the same round, kind of think like family in that time.
Mhm,
My beautiful bitch wife, Maljo Blue, won our round. And it's just crazy that like everyone I did, and, mind you, it was all a competition, and I'm friends with pretty much everyone I competed with. Like that's my community. That's why I don't understand people who are too community, like anti-community, because I'm just like, you should be befriending these people. You're going to be coming up with these people most likely.
mhm,
So, Mix Nobody is basically like this big like if you're a freak, we want you. You think that that act isn't going to be seen anywhere. You think nobody wants to see guts or clowns or gore or needles or bullwhips or whatever. As long as you can fit it into whatever venue we've booked, we're probably going to let you do it. And it's just it's some every night of last year felt like the best night of drag I'd ever seen. It
mhm,
was just everyone, it's just like people who like Daniela Darling, who frequently does like burlesque and like a more glamorous drag, did a number with like black goo coming out of her mouth. It was so cool, like to see like people really bring it to drag and like really look at drag and burlesque as like an art form for communicating ideas that are probably a little out there. And now we're on Mix Nobody 8. You know, we have this like surveillance theme. We're like, we're always watching. And that was the wrong eye. We're always
mhm,
watching. And There and it's basically like it's like so overwhelming because like last year the applications closed in like 30 minutes or like 15 minutes because so many
Wow.
people signed up. And this year we had 81 applicants.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. And like that's totaling in also the people with the golden tickets. So it's like we've been really trying to highlight performers of color this year
Mm,
because I mean, we can't have this scene, any art scene is completely because of the tastemakers and the performers of color are always the tastemakers of any type of underground art.
mm.
And the least we can do as community members is uplift performers of color. Like there's so many times where like there's these lily white cast, and all I can think is, what if Selena Surreal was here? What if Corset was here? What if Julius McCoy was here? Like, and I just want, my with the whole golden ticket thing. It's like we want Mix Nobody to be anybody, anybody. No matter what you look like, whatever your gender is, if you can bring your A game, then you should deserve a shot at this. Like you shouldn't have to deal with the fact of a majority white applicant pool. That should not be what stops you. And I don't know, it's just like it's like my favorite thing of the summer, it's my favorite thing I'm working on, and I'm so proud to be part of it in any capacity. And I've read trust, I read if whoever's watching this, I read pretty much every single application. There are some crazy acts being lined up and suggested. And I can't wait to join in on the madness. I hope if you ever come to Brooklyn, you get to see it because I'm like, it's so hard to describe, but like some of the craziest numbers I've seen are mixed nobody numbers.
Yeah. Let me just go brain corrupt and spend a ticket and go to Brooklyn one day.
What the hell?
Probably.
Why not? That's how I
Yeah.
feel when I get an Uber there.
Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
that Ubers are so expensive in
Oh
New
my,
York.
because I live in like the middle of nowhere, Queens, and I have to like I have a weekly in Brooklyn, and I'm always like,
Mm.
well, I get tips at the end of this.
Yeah. Do you always go back home or like do you stay with
Oh
somebody?
yeah.
Okay.
I hate staying at other people's houses. I'm so bad unless I really, really love someone. I don't even like hotels that much. Like
Mhm.
I have to be in my little crummy bed with all of my beautiful dolls. Like I can't. I'm not supposed to be here.
That's how
A
I,
doll needs to be with their dolls.
yeah, that's how I feel too. The crummy bed part is specifically because there's crumbs in my bed all the time.
Yeah. They're my crumbs, so it's okay. Like they're my
Exactly.
friends.
Yeah, exactly. No, that contest sounds so cool. Ugh. I it reminds me of Seattle did something similar where like the winner won $5,000 in a spot in um
Oh.
like a one of the highlight drag shows in Seattle, Queer Pride
Mm.
Festival. And we actually had the winner of that contest on the show, Clairvoyance, who she's a
Okay.
crazy lady, the villain of Seattle, is what she calls herself. And
The villain
uh,
of Seattle.
exactly. So it's, I love a good contest. I love a good competition. I love a theme. And I don't know, everything that I hear about Brooklyn, it's just like, I, it's so much fun. I just
It's the
like,
most beautiful little madhouse on the prairie.
exactly. The goal is to go to New York because I've just never been to the East Side in general. Like it's always been West Side, West Coast, Best Coast.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I would love to like be on the West Coast just to see what it's like because
Mhm.
I've born and raised in New York, Southside Jamaica, Queens, and it's crazy. And I whenever I hear about other drag scenes, I'm always like, well, it sounds like you guys have a better bedtime than us because we will be partying until 5 in the morning. So it's so nice that you guys get to go to bed at 10.
Yeah.
But I do want to know. I'm just like, what do the other freaks look like? What are you guys doing with less time? Like when I went to Philly
Hmm.
and we had a hard out at 11, and I still saw some of the craziest drag. I saw a fursuit drag performer in Philly
Oh,
for the first time. That was everything to me. Shout out to Prison Baby. That was great.
I love that. I think you would love Seattle. I think Seattle,
Mhm.
like it's like we have a really good alternative scene, but there's one bar in particular that I know you would love. It's called Unicorn.
I'm locking in. I'm
Yeah,
locking in. So there's
it
a
is.
unicorn.
Well, there is a
Breaking
unicorn, but
news, there's horses.
yeah, it's a circus theme bar. So it like like there's two levels of like it's a
Oh my
very
God.
circus theme, and they sell corn dogs. There's arcades like on the second floor. Like that would be your
I need
vibe.
a ticket.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be a good place to go. The food is, it's fine. Like, it's bar food, whatever, but like just the atmosphere alone, it's so much fun to go there. And like the performers there are amazing. Like what I love about Unicorn a lot compared to like Queer Bar, where Arietti and Irene the Alien are from. Uh the bar that Irene and Arietti perform at, it's very, if you want to go see a RuPaul's Drag Race drag queen and local drag as well on the weekdays, but like for the most part, you want to see a RuPaul's Drag Race drag queen, you go there every
Well,
Friday or
that's for
Saturday.
us. That's pieces in the city for us.
Okay.
They literally have scouters for Drag Race hanging out at pieces.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if there was any scouters in the queer bar in Seattle because we've had a lot, like three girls from that bar, Arietti, um, Bosco, Irene the Alien, and someone else, which for season 18, but I don't want to say who it is because it's not. Maybe I'll tell you
And
after,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't, hey, it's not my NDA. I just don't want to spoil it for
that's
everybody.
true. You're not violating it if you didn't sign anything.
Yeah, it's spoilers for people who want to at least be surprised, but everyone in Seattle knows who it is, and it's another friend
Okay.
of mine, and she's a lovely, lovely person. But again,
Beautiful.
she's from that bar too, so like I wouldn't be surprised there was recruiters or anything. But what I love about Unicorns specifically, they highlight the weirdos. They highlight the alternative drag. They highlight, you have your traditional drag. There's the brunch that they do is a lot of fun. They do it's called Mimosa Cabaret. So basically, the first 30 minutes of this show, or like, roughly 30 minutes, give or take, it's normal drag. So you get people who are on like the mic doing comedy, lip syncing, doing like weird burlesque, like not weird burlesque, but like weird circus performances too. We've had people like do like stilts and stuff like that. So you have that aspect of it, but then the other half an hour, it's a quick half an hour review of a musical. So this time around they're doing,
Okay.
and I know you're a big fan of this too, the Wizard
Okay.
of Oz. They're doing, yeah, they basically, yeah. Hmm.
How do I get to Seattle and come back and do my day job at the same time?
That's how I feel about New York. I mean, and it's funny because they call it the Wicked Wizard of Oz. I think it's like an homage to like the the version that they did on season 17. Like I think they did the Wicked Wizard, which is like it's Wicked and the Wizard of Oz mixed in together. I haven't seen the show myself. I'm going to Pride there next month, so I will report back to you and see like what that vibe's about. But yeah, I
I'm
mean,
eagerly waiting that status report. I can't wait.
exactly. So Seattle has a really good alternative atmosphere, but it sounds like Brooklyn, like too, from what I've seen between you, Mauve, Evangeline, Show Pony, Problem Child, just like to name a few off the top of my head. Daniela, we talked about Daniela Darling, who, ugh, talk about someone that's just like beautiful.
She's so despicably beautiful, and then get this, she's also despicably kind. She's like you can't even hate her. She's just like a genuinely a gorgeous human being. It's just
Exactly.
true.
No, I wouldn't like I haven't met her personally, but like I don't I wouldn't call you a
We tweeted
liar.
out about we tweeted out about Jellycat plushies the other day because she was like, "What did you have?" Well, I showed her mine, which is a reindeer, and then she was
Mm,
like, "Look at one on my purse," and I was just like, If you hate Daniela Darling, I think you go to hell. Like I
exactly.
think you go to hell."
But yeah, what I was trying to get at is like Brooklyn also has a really like thriving alternative community, especially a community for like kings as well. I've had a lot of drag kings on this show from Brooklyn, so I need to go there, and you need to come to Seattle.
We'll trade. I'll take your place, you take mine, and
Exactly.
I'll go see the Seattle world. I
Mhm.
mean, I feel like I would also probably love Seattle because like I love Jinx Monsoon. Is who is
Mm.
from Seattle? Am I making this up? Okay, yeah.
She lived in Seattle, but she's originally from Portland, and she's back there now in Portland
Why do I remember them billing her as a Seattle queen? Am I insane?
because she was living in Seattle at the time.
Okay. Would you say that she's a Seattle queen or no?
I
You think she
mean,
belongs to Portland?
sure. I think like
Sure.
I mean she lives in Portland now. Like she's not a, I don't know. Like, well, I guess like I would call myself a Saudi queen, and I'm not from Saudi Arabia anymore. So you know
I
what?
mean, I
We'll
consider
give
Bob the drag queen a New York girl, and I think Bob was in LA now.
exactly. So you know,
Yeah,
it's where like your heart is. Like home is where your
right.
heart is. So
Psychologically from Seattle, you know?
exactly.
Like I'm
So
psychologically employed. I say this all the time. Like psychologically, I'm unemployed. I don't have a job in my mind.
yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, you know, whenever I do my little typing on the keyboard and stuff like that, it's just like, this isn't real. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm actually playing pretend. I'm doing a really good impersonation of someone who loves the job. I
Oh,
don't.
yeah. No, exactly. I mean, like, it's hard to probably pretend in like healthcare too. It's like, oh, it's a little serious. We got to take it a little
Yeah.
serious.
I'm like, oh, let me be for real. Like,
Exactly. I want to talk about toys now, like real quick.
locking
Like,
in.
the big toy that that's being talked about across the internet, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Labubus.
Okay. This is going to be controversial. I think they're a little overrated. They're
Oh,
cool, I guess. Because
mm-hmm,
here's my thing. I was a Sunny Angels girl. Like when
mm-hmm,
they took over the internet, great day to be me. I'm planning on getting a Sunny Angels tattoo at some point. But then people were like, "Oh, I don't like them because like their little dick and balls are out." And I'm just like, "Grow up! They're biblically accurate angels. That's the whole point. They don't know what clothes are. They're busy being celestial, angelic, and cute,
mm-hmm.
like me."
Ex-
And I love them. And then Labubus, I feel like are for those people who are like, I don't like the little thing having its dick and balls out because, like, they're covered by fur, but they're so little, then they're spunky, and like the
mm-hmm,
classy, refined, simple smile of a Sunny Angel, they're
mm-hmm.
like all crazy-ish. And I'm just like, I didn't like girls like you when I went to school, and I don't like them now that I'm out of school. Like, I'm like, I don't trust your vibe.
Exactly.
But my sister loves Labubu, so I'm like, I will put up with it for you. The way that she puts up with Sunny Angels for me.
Yeah, I've been wanting a Labubu. Like, I don't even know if I would collect all of them, but I just see them. I'm
That's
like,
fine.
I'm under a spell, is what they say.
I think I like their colorways. I'm obsessed with watching people DIY them. Like they'll buy one and
Mm-hmm.
then dye it whatever color they want. That I think is fierce.
Yeah, and then Sunny Angels is another one that I'm thinking about getting into. I saw that Caseify, the people that make the iPhone and
Yeah.
Android cases, like there are some
I'm
Labubu
gonna be
cases.
so broke. I'm gonna be so broke over those Sunny Angel cases.
You better get them quick before they sell out.
I know, but the thing is, my phone is so cracked. I don't know if you could tell. Like she's
Oh,
on death's door.
yeah.
So
I
I'm just
mean, they could probably make a case in that size.
I know. I'm just like, should I just get a new phone and then get the phone case, or should I get the phone case for the new phone? Then when
Hmm.
I get the new phone, it has a beautiful Sunny Angels case waiting for it. But I also
Yeah,
like to lose things at rapid fire speed, so I don't know.
yeah. If you think about it, it makes the case cheaper because you're spending more money on the phone.
I'm investing when you think of it.
It's like girl
Stonks or
math.
whatever. Girl
Yeah.
math. I'm girl mathing.
Exactly. What other toys do you like to play with? Because the other thing, like, what are you collecting right now besides like Sunny Angels? Because one of the things that I'm collecting
Oh,
right now is I love The Simpsons recently, and they have these two
I'm
and a
not
half
down.
inch. Oh yeah, for sure. They have these 2.5 inch Simpson figures. They're like right over there. If, I don't, you can't really see
Oh,
them, but like, uh, yeah, they're sitting right there.
you
I could
kind
pull.
of they're a little blurry, but I can kind of see them.
Well, let me see if I
I
can grab.
feel their energy.
Why don't you grab your thing and I'll grab my thing.
Toy reveal. And we came back around the same time.
I love that. I didn't want to bring all of them, you know, but like just like the most important ones. But here they are. They're like
Okay, they're
five.
really like detailed, like accurate to the show. Like,
Yeah, and they're like articulate. They're like $5 at Target. I love that. The other thing I like collecting, I collect the Star Wars Black Series figures, which is like their most premium action figure, like 12-inch set. They're a little bit more expensive, so I don't buy them too often. They're like $20, which I'm
you
like,
gotta treat yourself sometimes.
I mean, you know, they're all there's a just sitting on my bookcase right now, not organized, like all falling asleep. But what about your thing? What are you collecting?
Okay, so this is my new pride and joy. So this is
Oh
jelly.
my God. Look at that
They're
guy.
called Snuggles. So it used to be called Carewares. I really love Kickstarter plushies where like
Mhm,
some person who knows how to make all this and do the manufacturing and all this pitches plushies to like Twitter and the general public. They take polls on it, which the ones I want never win because I like whimsy and be colorful and having fun.
mhm.
And then at the end of the campaign, you pretty much get the plushie that you paid for. So this was one of them. This is the cotton candy bat. I think her tag is still on.
I
If
love
you,
that. Oh,
I'm sure it's reading backwards, but
oh yeah,
and if I ever was an influencer for something, I would want to be a backer kid plushie influencer because I'm like, no one gets in the way I do. So I renamed mine's Jelly. She came with a little bandana, and she's humongous. She's so big, like she's huge. And I
yeah,
can't take her to the club, but I showed her to my drag brother. Where he said he was like, "That's your kid. Like you birthed this thing." And I'm like, "Pretty much."
yeah.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
like
family resemblance is there. I
it
think.
is, and like it's trans too.
It's a trans. And there's
Mhm.
another one, I can't find her, Sabine, who looks like a Death's Head Mothman.
Okay,
Because I wanted to get one cute and one creepy.
I love that. No,
But
I love plushies too.
Sabine is out and about.
I got my Mickey Mouse plushie back there too. I've been I'm very selective when it comes to the plushies. I don't know. I always get them when I'm in at Disneyland proper. Like I don't just buy them online because I like Disney stuff mostly.
Yeah.
Oh wait, talk about Brooklyn. I'm gonna come get it because
Because you said you love Disney, and I just did an
yeah.
eBay bid for this.
Okay.
Um, is Dumbo, this clown
Dumbo.
Dumbo,
It's the clown. Oh,
because
that was when he was sad. That was really sad.
yeah. So what I brought him because someone a while back brought up that my drag mug kind of looks like clown Dumbo, and I
Hmm.
was like, I need to reclaim this. I need to reclaim this. And I love Dumbo. Like, it was one of my
Hmm.
favorite movies growing up. It felt so long for something that's barely an hour, but it felt very long to me as a child. So I
Hmm.
was like, I should have my own little clown Dumbo that I just take to the gig. And his name is
Yeah.
Stuff, because my Dumbo can't be named Dumbo. He has to be named something else.
Yeah. Well, in the landscape of drag, specifically Brooklyn drag, you see this diva?
Oh my God,
Hmm.
Candy!
Exactly.
I know she got a plushie.
I think she had him a while ago. I bought, if you look at my profile, and I've talked about it on the show, I bought a dress from Candy Muse.
Oh,
My houndstooth dress that I wear in my profile picture is Candy Muse's dress from season 13. And
oh,
with every purchase of like, because she was doing like a drag sale, and she said with every dress or item like came with a little Candy Muse plushie, and that's one of my plushies.
fierce.
Yeah.
This is Celine, the one who's like a bit of a local legend. You know,
Okay.
she's just a blueberry cow.
I love
Everyone loves
cows.
her. This is
Hmm.
Mauve's best friend.
I love
Um,
it. Now,
she's a bit of a diva.
is that one from like Build-A-Bear, or like is it like from okay,
She's a where's her little paw? She's a Build-A-Bear.
Build-A-Bear. I love it.
And there's so many pictures of her in strange places and bars because she's just so loved.
Yeah, a local legend.
Yeah, I've always been like, I have to have her at Mix Nobody because again, I feel like it's almost at a point where people were like, I don't care about PC. Where's Celine? Where's Molly? Where's Jelly? And I'm like, guys, please save some fame for me.
I love that. I love clowns. Like I just love your aesthetic as a whole. Like I think like
Ew.
you could have easily gone the horror route when it comes to like this type of aesthetic, and I feel like a lot of people fall into that. But like the whimsy, like we need more whimsy in this world.
Yeah. I'm like, as much as I like every now and then being like, let's take out the fake blood. Like I have some pictures up on my Instagram now where like I have like blood coming out of my mouth. I like to be scary, spooky, but I'm like, what if we were like cute and beautiful sometimes? What if I
Yeah.
was what if I don't remember this person's Instagram. Max something art. They do like porcelain face drag. Like I don't know if it's drag, but they do like these like porcelain faces all the time. And it's so clean and beautiful that I was like, I want to be that, but it's on my real skin. And I was also inspired a lot by Juno Birch, who like
Oh,
one of the cleanest mugs in the game, like argue with the wall. And I was like, because I'm not always like clown white. Like I've been yellow, I've been pink. My idea was kind of like Problem Child comes in different colors depending on which one you buy.
Yeah. Which one's the chase variant of Problem Child?
Ooh, the chase. Like if I ever did like regular skin, like just like
Oh,
my regular skin tone, because
mm,
I don't know when I'll ever do that, but I think it'd be. I mean, I feel like Class Clown's actually the chase because I'm not him as much.
okay.
So I feel like Class Clown is the Robbie, and then um my regular skin tone would be the chaser.
I love that. That sounds like we need to get you famous and like you gotta have your own toy line.
That's my dream, honestly. I'm like, I don't want like I don't want to be on Drag Race. I don't want to be like TV famous. I just want to be able to be like, guys, Sunny Angel unboxing. Thank you to Sunny Angel for gifting me this. That's all I want to do. I don't want to do anything else with my money.
Or like Problem Child X Sunny Angel. And
That would be so
you have
fierce.
your dick and balls out too.
Yeah, yeah, finally, equality for the real dick and ball enjoyers. Me.
Exactly. We are coming to the end of the show. And I do want to ask you, I asked you something similar, but like I want to talk about it in the broad scheme of things. Like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years when it comes to your art?
I definitely think I'll still be doing drag. Like,
Mhm,
so my father likes to say, it's about achieving icon status, not diva status. And I'm like, I want to be an icon. I want to be, I want people to like, be like, well, one of my biggest things about starting drag is I wanted to be the manic pixie Technicolor troublemaker that I wish existed when I was a kid. I want to exist long enough for kids to have that to look up to. It's so
mhm,
important to me that like someone like me exists, I guess.
mhm,
And I think in 5 years, I'm working on the Problem Child movie, which is kind of like my version of the Pee Wee movies. And I probably am a full-time drag artist, hopefully by then. You know, I mean, I'm kind of full-time as is. I just have a day job. But
mhm.
I think in 5 years I learn how to sew. God damn it, I should learn how to do that. I think whatever land is up and running once again. Or maybe like whatever land bar and grill, maybe it'll be a physical place you can go to. It'll be
Mhm.
the Brooklyn version of circus.
I love that.
Um, and I think I won't have any drag children, hopefully.
Well,
That
like
sounds
problem,
so scary.
well, like Problem Child is a child. They can't have kids.
I'm not the, but yeah, exactly. I shouldn't be having any little me's. I didn't buy that. Whose
Exactly.
baby is this?
Like
Whose baby is this?
yeah, your drag children are your dolls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then instead of me, I'll retire and it's just me shaking Selena on a stick and being like, give me money. That's how it
Yeah.
works
You
out.
should do like Whateverland Pee Wee's Playhouse.
That could be fun. Like we're all Pee Wee characters. I would
Hmm.
live to see a drag king do Cowboy Curtis.
Oh, wow. I'm sure
That'd be
like
so fierce.
I'm sure there's one out there. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
want to do? Like I had this like fixation on like the couch. Like
Yeah, the couch is
someone
a little fun and scary.
yeah, like so like someone needs to be in drag as the couch. Couch like what was the couch's
Actually,
name?
Lore kind of has a number. Like, have you seen that where she's like wearing this dress
Oh,
that makes her look like a couch? She kind of
yeah.
has something like,
Yeah. Well, you
and it's
should
blue too.
yeah, you should like that's your next goal. You should be on Sasha Velour's
Yes, I would love. That's such a hallmark goal. I think my goals are Miss Mamshi's mall drag because I love just putting on a t-shirt and some leggings and twirling like a gay man.
mhm,
And I think nightgowns would be next
that counts.
after
Mhm.
that.
No, that would be so cool. And Mauve and Evangeline were on there, so like you're one.
Yeah.
Let the drag nepotism bring you in that direction.
Can I have something on this cursed earth? Can I please?
Hmm.
I don't
No,
even know what I would do.
yeah, I'm sure you can figure it out. If Sasha Velour
Well,
told
in
you to
five
like,
years.
yeah, in like 5 years, hey, maybe it's next year. Like Sasha Velour
Oh,
does it every year. Let's manifest that right now.
fingers crossed.
Exactly. Well, Problem Child, thank you so much for joining the show. This was so much fun. I'm so happy that I got to play with you a little bit and like show off some of my toys. Like I think we'd be here all day if I showed you everything that I had on my shelf.
Instead of going band for band, we're going toy for toy.
Exactly.
Beautiful world.
Yeah, I love toys a lot. And I'm glad I got to share that with you. And you got to share me yours. Like not just your toys, but your drag and everything. So thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me show off my toys and my drag and all of my little silly wonderful ideas and letting
Yeah.
me yap.
Exactly. For the people that want to follow you online, where can they find you?
See, this is why I need a publicist. I forget my own Instagram. Like I don't know if I'm like
Uh,
coming down with something, but I always forget. You can find me on Instagram at problem child underscore NYC because someone has the regular problem child at and they do like bad graffiti. And
mm,
since I don't know if they're an ally or not, they should give it to me. And if even if they were an ally, they should give it to me. They know I
exactly.
need to, one of these days I'll be like, let's smash it. But not today.
Yeah,
Today's about peace
especially
and love.
especially if their graffiti sucks.
It sucks. There's a whole other tangent there about me learning that bad graffiti exists from my drag siblings annex. That
Mm,
now I see it everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, a lot of this sucks. Like,
yeah, and then
and if you want to follow me on Twitter, even though we're all dropping that app, I think at some point, I just like to retweet My Little Pony things, really. You can find me on Twitter at Hey Problem Child, because again, that the regular Problem Child app was taken. And
mm,
on Blue Sky, I think I'm IAPC, something like that. I'll find you. Let me come to you.
exactly. Well, we'll have your link tree in the description too. So,
Oh,
uh,
fierce.
yeah. Well, if you want to harass Problem Child, you'll find a way.
This is me waving. If you're literally doing the audio thing, I'm waving, inviting you to harass me. Selena's
Uh,
shaking her head. She doesn't want to be harassed.
And you can follow Wayward World Studios on podcast services everywhere and on YouTube. Our link tree will be in the description below. Please follow afterwards. The next day, we're going to be interviewing Problem Child on the Fast Forward, where I'm going to ask them 5 questions that I love to ask guests each and every week. Wayward Artists, thank you for watching. And without further ado, it's been real.